News, politics, music, and stupid internet culture. Broadcasting live from the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. This is the Okie Patriot 76 podcast.
All right, folks, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Tuesday, or whatever you're listening to this. I'm recording this on the 6th of August, and got some big, surprising news. Got the Kamala, the Harris campaign, put out a surprising VP pick. So she's going with Waltz. And a lot of people were thinking either Kelly or Shapiro. I think the easy pick for them would have been Shapiro, but I guess according to what I saw, they asked Shapiro, and he said no. So I don't know if that's true or not, but this is what I read. But anyway, they're going with Waltz, the guy who let Minnesota burn in 2020, and I don't think this is going to end well for them. I think. This feels like a Saturday Night Live skit. You have an old guy who looks like what's that actor's name? He looks like the guy who played like one of the Toy Story characters, like the guy who played the Weenie Dog. What's that guy? Toy Story. Isn't that Toy Story cast? The Rex guy. He looks like Rex, the guy who played Rex off of Toy Story. Wallace Shawn. He looks like that guy. So so he looks like that guy. And then you have a DEI hire who laughs all the time, and it's almost like they're going for like it's like the worst SNL skit possible. And they're already asking people on Twitter today are asking Steve Martin to play Waltz on SNL, which probably he will. Maybe not. I hope he doesn't. But anyway, they'll probably get Steve Martin to play him, but I don't really understand their goal here, because it's not going to end well for them. You have people on Twitter, the whole trending thing on Twitter is just hilarious. You have Tampon Tim, which if you don't know, he signed a bill or something that puts tampons in the men's restroom, or like the boys' room at schools and stuff like that. And of course, he's all about illegals, giving illegals bailouts, giving them free health care, giving them a driver's license, all that kind of stuff. You have Make America Burn Again trending on Twitter. People, this is not going to end well. This is not going to turn out how they want. But maybe that's their goal. You have let's just get right into this. Let's play the campaign. This is from the Trump campaign. They probably had these ready to go. They probably had one for Shapiro, one for Kelly, and so they just put this up whenever the news was announced officially. Here is the Trump camp releasing a attack ad for Waltz. Check it out.
What could be weirder than signing a bill into law that requires schools to stock tampons in boys' bathrooms? Or weirder than signing legislation allowing minors to receive sex change operations? Try electing the man who signed those bills Vice President of the United States. Enter Chief Weirdo Tim Walz. As governor of Minnesota, Walz supported legislation that endangers minors, hurts women, and puts radical ideology ahead of common sense. Now Kamala wants Walz to enforce those laws on a national scale. Tim Walz, too weird, too radical.
I like they're going with the weird phrase. You had all of last week and the week before that, people on the left calling J.D. Vance weird, and it's a little bit cringe, not gonna lie, but they are fighting fire with fire here with the language of the ad. So, but I don't know if I don't know if this is gonna be a good thing. Like, it's just, this whole campaign is just a big surprise. It's just like, it's very unpredictable. It doesn't make sense. I would have went with Shapiro if I was gonna win. Like, if they would have went with Shapiro, they would have had it in the bag. I mean, maybe that's just my thinking, but I just feel like Shapiro would have been an easy pick. But they went with Walz. I guess he's like a Midwestern guy. Doesn't really make sense to me because he's more radical than anybody else out there. He's very progressive. He's very just look at what he did during 2020. That's all you need to know. He's not. I mean, it's. I don't know. A lot of people are saying. This came out, I think this clip was from February of this year, maybe wrong, but it came out the other day. People dug up this clip of Jamie Raskin talking about a civil war. I think the game plan is they pick two horrible candidates for their side. You have Harris, you have Walz, two candidates that are very weak and people don't like, especially on their side. And I think Trump's going to win. And I think that it's going to win in a landslide. And then whenever Trump tries to go into the White House on Inauguration Day in January, they're going to try to stop him. They're going to take him out of the White House. They're going to listen to what he has to say about this. I think this is their plan. And if you just listen to them, they're going to tell you exactly what they're going to do.
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that.
So I think that that's the plan. I think that Trump is going to win. I think that people see that the left and Kamala and Walz is not a good pick, and people are going to vote for Trump. People on the left, or people in the middle, these moderates, they're looking at what's going on and going, I can't vote for Kamala. This is ridiculous. So Trump is going to win, and they're going to on Inauguration Day in January, they're going to try to take him out that way. They're not going to let him in. They're not going to let him into the White House. This is my prediction. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think that that's the play for, at least for right now. But I may be totally off. I hope I'm wrong. But that is the perfect scenario that makes sense to me, like based off of what I'm seeing. But I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just going off of. I'm just trying to piece together all the puzzle pieces and like, oh, this makes sense. Like this is what's going to happen. But yeah, this whole campaign for Kamala. I mean, the fact that they picked her without an election, and people are just going to breeze right on by that. It's just insane, dude. But the Trump campaign is genius for going after her on this VP pick. Make America burn again, and it's just man, it's just like I said, it's something out of a SNL skit. It's something out of a bad movie. It's like a bad comedy movie where it just gets worse and worse and worse. It's like a car wreck. Anyway, did you guys see? Let's look at this. Comics for Kamala. Here is Ben Stiller. Sorry to say Ben Shapiro, but that's not it.
That's what Kamala Harris says. She's like
Let's here's what he has to say. Kamala is a human being with empathy. It's beautiful when she laughs, and his kids are now involved in the process and engaged. So here is Ben Stiller in the event that raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Kamala, comics for Kamala. Super cringe. Let's check it out.
I want just a decent person in the White House, a person who cares about democracy more than themselves, who doesn't lie.
You mean the person that didn't have an election, that has 0 votes? Who cares about democracy? Ben. Okay, let's just go on.
Who's not fomenting anger and rage. Someone who cares about people, and that's what Kamala Harris does. She's like a human being. She acts like a human being, and she has empathy, and she has humor, and it's beautiful when she laughs because she's a real person who is reacting to things. And I believe in everything that she's standing up for. She wants to put an end to gun violence in the country. There's a Zoom tomorrow night about.
This looks like a hostage video. Like all these videos that are coming out, like the white dudes for Kamala. It looks like a hostage video. Maybe it's like the low quality on the video, but it looks like a hostage video, or he's reading from a script. Like he doesn't really want to do this, but he knows he has to save face and go out there and virtue signal, and he's in Hollywood. It's just Let's go on.
Gun violence, and as everybody knows, we're the only high population country in the world that has this problem, and it's awful because it can be changed. We can do something about it, and she's going to work to do that, and she's energizing a whole group of people who were not engaged before. I think it's incredibly important. By the way, I know this is hilarious. This is probably the funniest of all of them. I'm sorry, I got nothing except how I feel. But she's the fact that she's going to fight for a woman's right to choose, that's so important. I have a 22-year-old daughter who I know that's so important to. She's watching right now. Hi, Ella. This issue is so important to the majority of people in this country. And I'm just seeing that her generation become engaged in a way they weren't. And my son's 19, he's going to vote in his first election. And, they've grown up in the last 10 years with this crazy world, and the level of discourse that has just, gotten to such a low level. And this is a chance to really, to protect democracy and to go in the right direction and go forward. So that's why everybody's got to get out and vote and donate. And she's also a historic candidate. It's going to be the first.
A very historic candidate that got 0 votes that's a nominee for a major election. Very historic.
Woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, she's Indian, she's Black, she's everything. You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish
it's like a Joe Biden thing. Oh, he's Mexican, he's Puerto Rican, he's everything. Let's switch it over to Nick Offerman. What is going on with this beard, dude? And a lot of people are bringing up the fact what happened to Ron Swanson. It's a character. But Ron Swanson would but I think he came out several years ago saying that Ron Swanson wouldn't vote for Trump. Kind of like Hank Hill, like the creator of Hank Hill, came out and said, well, even though he's kind of a conservative dude, he wouldn't vote for Trump. He's not that far out there. But anyway, a guy in the oil and gas industry wouldn't vote for Trump. Okay. Anyway, I know this is a cartoon, but I thought it was funny. But here is this cringe moment. Cringe. I saw this on Instagram yesterday or the other day, and I was like, this is bad. I watched it, so you have to watch it too. Let's check it out.
Talking, but it's great because I think there are going to be a lot of Republicans who, for obvious reasons, are Kamala curious that are going to be tuning in. And so I've written a song for the evening from the point of view of one of these Republicans that might have once been blind, but now can see a way clear to decency. When he mocked the disabled and war heroes, I looked the other way. He said to march on the Capitol, well, if the president says it's okay. And I don't mind sex with porn stars, I'd do it too if I had the guts. But when it comes to fucking the furniture, well, that's just fucking nuts.
Which, by the way, that was a fake story. By the way, that was a fake story. And I'm not the biggest JD Vance fan or Trump fan at the moment, but it was a fake story about the couch thing.
So I'm proud to be a Kamala man who has quit the GOP. 'Cause I just can't abide a man who's tried for 34 felonies. And it's time to stand up and face the fact that the men that I once cheered are a bunch of wingnut white nationalists. Well, those guys are fucking weird. Well, I bought me a Trump Bible, 'cause like me, he's a man of God. But when he rants about sharks and batteries, I find that doddering old man kind of odd. And while I'm no theologian, I thought it rather queer when they said that God let that fireman die, but only nicked Don's precious ear. So I'm proud to be on Kamala's side, where I know I'll never see some spray tan tool denying a girl her ethnic identity. And JD Vance looks like a baby's butt underneath that creepy beard. So I'll say it loud and
I think I think he doesn't have any room to talk about creepy beards. Look in the mirror, dude. Right? Okay.
sing it proud. Those guys are fucking weird. From Wisconsin to Pennsylvania, from Georgia to AZ, Michigan and Nevada, they'll all swing with our diversity. 'Cause Kamala's got momentum, and more importantly, she didn't hide any nuclear secrets where the Mar-a-Lagos pee. That's why I'm proud to be a Kamala man. She's a POTUS that you could hug. And if he was here, I'd like to crack a beer with future first husband Doug, 'cause they stand for hope and unity and the families we hold dear. That Trump and Vance, they ain't got a chance. Those guys are fucking weird. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. My ears are bleeding. I don't know about yours. I'm sorry to put you through that. That was horrible. Stick to acting there, Nick. I don't know. It's just Does anybody find it weird that they're bringing out all like everybody, like they're bringing out all the what's next rappers for Kamala? Like they're gonna bring out every group of people, plumbers for Kamala and all this shit. It's just dumb. It's dumb. Did anybody see this video over on the UK? I thought this was interesting. I don't know the context other than the fact that he put this person put something on Facebook, and cop showed up at his house over a Facebook comment, and he got arrested. So let's take a look at this video from the UK.
So,
What do you mean I can't have any alcohol?
okay, well I'll tell you. Okay, the time's 20 to 3, 14:40. I'm arresting you on suspicion of improper use of the electronic communications network. I'm just
What?
127 of the Communications Act, okay? So you do not have to say that may harm your defence if you don't mention one question, something which you later on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
So I'm actually being
You're
arrested?
going to be arrested, okay?
Right,
Take
and-
you up to the police station.
Right.
You, okay, this is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page. Okay?
Oh, really? Oh, it's a Facebook crime, is it?
Okay.
Right.
So we need to ask you some questions about that.
Right.
Have you got anything in your pockets, Thomas?
I've got my keys. I suppose it, I think. Keys.
So, anyone who's been arrested, we can search them under Section 32 of the Decent and Murder Act.
Right.
And that's for dangerous items.
You said I was going to be arrested under some what information? I'm going to be
We've had
arrested for
reports that
posting on
you've made
Facebook.
some comments that are offensive, obscene, and people have made a complaint about that, and it's sounds like they've
Can
come
you-
from
can you tell
a
me what this
Facebook
comment
account in your
was?
name.
We'll do
Okay,
that
well
in
we'll
an
do that when
interview.
we interview.
All right. And so,
Okay.
what am I going to be locked up for the night, or?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Right, do I need to
Unless
take
you
my
film
medications
us.
with me?
How,
Yes, we will look at taking all of those.
When do you need to take them?
Well, I've got pain medications, I've got sleeping medication, I've got anxiety medications, which I might take one of those in a bit,
Okay.
you know?
Well, if we take everything with us, then you've got everything there, haven't you?
And then,
Okay.
we've got a nurse up there. They'll be able to.
Okay.
They'll be able to come and see you, and then once you've been there, they can assess whether or not medication can be issued. All right. So what we're going to do is, if you want to pop yourself up, we're just going to
All right.
search.
You need the glasses
Search you.
to come with you.
My glasses?
Yeah.
Wow. It's I should have looked at more video of that. Maybe that's all the video out there. I don't know what to think. I think it's crazy that posted if that's what actually happened, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with some of these videos out there. Now, do I think that if Harris wins, it's going to be the end of the world? Like a lot of people, David Harris put on there, you can't tell me Kamala wouldn't do this if she became president. It's already happening. Did you see that video a year ago? I think it was last year sometime, or maybe it was earlier this year. It was the FBI showed up at some house in Stillwater here in Oklahoma over some comments that this woman made that was like anti-Semitic. Like she said, she posted something on Facebook that was like anti-Semitic. I think that's what happened. I can't remember exactly, but it's already happened. Like law enforcement's already showing up at people's houses over stuff they put online. Now, I don't think that woman was arrested. I kind of lost track of that story after it happened, but this type of stuff is already happening. I mean, they went after the people on January 6th, so this stuff is already happening. So, do I think like a lot of people are out there saying, though, it's the end of the world if Kamala and Waltz gets in? It's definitely going to be bad, but it's not going to be apocalyptic, right? A lot of people yesterday was freaking out over the stock market crashing, and it's back, stabilizing now. It's stable now. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world, right? And I think a lot of these people on the right, they and I think they want people to vote, right? So I think it's important to get people out there and voting for your candidate. And one way you don't want to do it is you don't want to enact fear. Do I think Kamala would be a horrible president? Well, she's already there. She's already almost there, and she's done nothing for the past 4 years. So she has no policies to run on, but she's done nothing to prove that she's going to be a great candidate. So, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. I mean, they said that with Biden. So I think, but I did see where Tim Pool said the other day, he was like, with Kamala, it's the end of the republic, because you have a candidate that's not elected. She didn't get any votes. There was no election, and I'm going to keep on saying that because I'm not a lefty, I'm not a Democrat, but there's people out there that are pissed that they didn't get to vote for their candidate. Part of a democracy, part of the reason why we have elections in this country, you can pick who represents you. And like I said, I'm not somebody on the left, but they are owed a choice in this matter. And 14 million people voted for Biden, and they deserve a second go-round. If their candidate is not strong enough to go to the election and become president for the next 4 years again, which he wasn't the first time, but they deserve another pick. And I don't agree with it, but it's their right to vote. And them installing a candidate is just insane. Let's go over to Oklahoma here for a second. I want to try really, really hard to cover like current events, but I also want to give some spotlight on stuff that's happening in Oklahoma. So, did anybody hear about this video from Watonga? Watonga, Oklahoma. So it's 2 officers in Watonga are under state investigation. They took a leave of absence, I think, after Bodycam footage. This is from July 4th, but it was released the other day. Of footage slamming a father to the ground while he was talking to his son on an early morning walk. OSBI confirmed to local news outlets that it's investigating whether the 2 Watonga officers used excessive force when they violently detained John Sexton on the morning of July 4th. The incident has led to hundreds of calls from outraged citizens, rightfully so, to the police department, local news outlets, and the county sheriff, who has publicly called on the officers to be placed on leave. I think they're placed on leave. I'm pretty sure I read that. They had an update. Maybe I'm wrong, but they should be placed on leave because this video is bad. Sexton was walking with his 6-year-old son, who has autism, around 6 a.m. when he was stopped by 2 Watonga police officers. And let's watch the video. Now, the community note here said this incident is from July 23rd, but it's from everywhere I read, it's from July 4th. So sometimes these community notes are not always right. But let's take a look at this video from Watonga, America, home of the Cheese Festival.
Hey, how you doing today? Yeah, where you heading off to? Just walking. Any specific location? Okay. Is this your son?
Yes.
All right. Hey, what's your name?
You can tell him your name.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Johnny.
Johnny. All right. All right, Johnny. Where you coming from?
Just walking around.
Just walking around.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoying this weather.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we're checking up on you, man. You know.
Just walk around. What the heck is this deal?
Found it a little bit suspicious, you know. So,
what?
just walking around.
Walking around is a little bit suspicious.
I mean,
What?
technically not really, but I mean it is pretty early in the morning. Just wondering what was going
That's
on.
what we do. We get up early in the morning.
You got your ID on?
What do I need an ID for?
Because I just asked you for it.
I don't need that to show my ID.
Okay, if you don't give me...
Walking in the morning? You can't be serious. And by the way, he doesn't need to be shown an ID. Oklahoma is not a stop and identify state where police can demand name of pedestrians, and even in these states, officers need a reasonable suspicion that a person is involved in a crime. He's right. I am all for back the blue. I'm all for supporting the officers out there. They have a hard job, but these videos don't make it easy to support somebody like this. Let's continue. Let's see what else happens in this video.
Your ID, I'm going to take you to jail for failure to identify because I've identified that you've been walking around down here at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we do that.
No, you're not. Give me your ID.
I don't have my ID on me because it's at the house.
Okay, what's your name and date of birth?
Huh?
What's your name and date
I
of birth?
don't know, but you can't run. I don't have. This is a state where I don't have to show my ID.
Turn around.
You're going to do this in front of my son?
Yeah, turn around.
He's right. He's right. Look, I love the police officers. I love, I back the blue. But when shit like this happens, dude, like, I mean, and these small towns, not just here in Oklahoma, but small towns, you have these officers that think they're, bigger than thou, or better than thou. They're a big fish in a small pond type deal. These officers, they need to be fired over this shit. I mean, this is ridiculous. But this is what happens when you defund the police. You have bad officers, and you have all the good people out there go to other fields, go to other industries. And so I'm not completely throwing these officers under the bus. I understand. I mean, if you just look at job listings in your area for officers, I mean, they make like what, 30, 40 grand a year. Not worth it. Especially to be, this is a viral story. This went, this got millions and millions of views. I can't remember what, like 9 million views on Twitter.
Are you serious?
Yeah, turn
This
around.
is my son. Let me bring my son home first.
No, turn around now.
Bro, you need here. Let me videotape this real quick. I want this on video. What are you doing to my son? Bro, this is fucked up. Son, it's okay, okay?
It's good.
Bro, I promise you you're gonna pay for this.
You think?
Yeah, I promise you that. We're walking around, there's nothing suspicious, I've done nothing criminal, I don't have my ID on me, I told you that.
And what did I tell you?
And you just slammed me on the ground because I was trying to record. What are you rolling me on the ground for?
It's gonna be okay.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Man, look what you're doing to my fucking son. There's my phone right there, too.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Hey, buddy. He's just gonna find out who he is, alright? And then, hopefully we'll go from there, alright? Hey, what you got there?
Now, I know all the people out there are going to be like, well, all they could have done was just give his information out and call it a day. You don't need to do that. And walking around in your neighborhood isn't a crime. Like, and there are videos out there. There was a video out there, like, I think this black kid from Dallas or somewhere. He was walking home, and they stopped him. He was walking home from work. It was late at night, and they stopped him, and they're like, what are you doing in this neighborhood? He was walking home. And they shot him. Now, I don't want to get into the whole debate, I am on the side of police officers. I back the blue. But when it comes to shit like this, it's very hard to support them. When they do stupid shit like this, there was a video from a couple years ago in my community, or in a town over here, where this man, they stopped him for I think it was a missing taillight or a tag light or something like that, and they threw this guy on the ground and they tased him, and I think he had to sue the city, or like he had to sue the department. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't know the details, but I saw that video and I was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. So let's see what happens after this.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Alright, don't worry about that.
buddy, come here. Okay. Listen to me. You're okay. Hey, quit crying. It's gonna be okay.
Wow. So, big controversy there in Watauga. So I'm pretty sure that these officers were placed on leave. I'm pretty sure I saw that, but yeah, not good, not good. Blaine County, which is the county where Tonga is, told local news outlet KOCO that his office received over 200 calls about the incident. Daughtry also said that one of his officers involved was a former deputy in his office, but has been demoted, eventually left to join the Watauga Police Department. The deputies that were underneath him, they had lost faith in him as their leader, yada, yada, yada. So, this is not a matter of me deciding if they're guilty or not. This is for the citizens to know that somebody is listening, and I hope to bring peace of mind and put citizens at ease to know that Watauga is doing something that they can ensure safety of the Blaine County citizens. Daughtry wrote in a letter, "I feel that the best course of action now is to remove these officers until the district attorney's office and Sea Leaders decides what the best outcome will be. Unless there's more video, I think that these officers need to be removed." You can't walk in your neighborhood like a 6 a.m. stroll. You get up every morning, you get up and walk. And I don't buy this. Oh, they were just doing their job. They were just doing their job. I don't buy that tagline. Ever since COVID, they were just doing their job, went out the window. Oh, we're just arresting you because you didn't have a mask on. In a July 29th press release, the city of Watauga said it was unaware of Sexton's complaint and that the chief of police had requested OSBI to investigate. It declined to comment until the completion of that investigation. He's been a cop for Halloween for the last 2 years, Sexton told KSCO. That's what he's been wanting to be whenever he grows up, and now he's scared of them. So this is the kid. Oh, that kid was traumatized. So this kid right here that was crying, wanted to be a cop for Halloween. Well, it crushed that dream. That's horrible. That's terrible. So I hope they do the right thing. I don't like seeing these videos come out of Oklahoma. It's very, very disheartening to me. And there are great police officers out there. I'm not. This is not a segment for me racking on police officers. There are some great officers. Most of them are great. But all it takes is one bad video like this to get got 10 million views on Twitter over the weekend. I mean, it's just horrible. And but I hope they do the right thing here. But anyway, it's a crazy world, man. It's a crazy world. I forgot to talk about this when it comes to Tim Waltz. Back to Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz signed HF 146 into law. It's a radical transgendering trafficking bill that shelters minors who travel across the state lines to get trans surgeries without their parents' consent, and denies parents custody of their children if they refuse consent into mutilation on surgeries. So, I do think it's kind of cringe that the right is using weird. I mean, I think you have to fight fire with fire, but I do find it kind of weird that they're using the term weird to describe Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz is weird. That's what's trending right now. So, it's just a crazy time. I did see where Elon Musk is going to have Trump on his Twitter or his X account. I guess he's going to interview Trump, so that's going to be good. I'm still waiting on Joe Rogan to have Trump on. I think Joe Rogan would be a great interview for Trump, or maybe a moderator for the debate. If they don't want to have it on ABC or if she doesn't have it on Fox, have it on Joe Rogan. I think that'd be a great compromise. But anyway, like I said, I'm looking forward to the Reagan movie. Did you guys see? There's a movie on Netflix, and I want to end the show on this. And speaking of Dennis Quaid, I talked about him in the first segment. Dennis Quaid has this movie called The Hill. And I know everybody's out there is anti-Netflix. They probably canceled it years ago, but there is some good stuff on Netflix. And I'm not here to sell Netflix, but I'm very surprised they had this movie on there. It's called The Hill, and it's a really good movie if you haven't seen it. It's so good. It's about this guy. It's a true story. Ricky Hill. He was a baseball player in the 70s, and he almost went pro. But he had this, I think he had ALS or something with his that made him unable to walk, and it was really painful for him to play baseball. And but he did it, and he went all the way up to the top. I think he signed with Montreal, some team in Montreal, but they're from Texas. The story happened in Texas, and Dennis Quaid played the dad, and he was a pastor, and he was this fire and brimstone pastor in the 50s, and he was anti everything but the Bible, and he didn't even go watch his son play like the baseball, any of his games. He didn't go watch him play. He thought it was evil. He thought it was from the devil. But the son, Ricky Hill, kept on, playing and working hard. And the last game, I think, the dad finally came to the game. But it's just a good movie. There's no woke shit in it. If you haven't seen The Hill, I'm kind of late to the party because I think it came out earlier this year or last year or something, but it is a great movie. And watching that interview with Dennis Quaid, back to that interview, go check it out. It's such a great interview. I didn't know a lot about Dennis, but I respect him a lot more, and I can't say that for a lot of celebrities out there. I can't. They either do some wonky shit or they endorse candidates that I can't get behind. If it's authentic, right? If it's authentic, but I don't buy Nick Offerman or Ben Stiller or these Jeff Bridges or any of these wonky dudes that endorse Kamala, because I know it's all for show. It's all just a BS campaign to try to get people to vote for Kamala, and it's just cringe. I can handle artists and celebrities endorsing a candidate. There's people out there that are endorsing RFK Jr. That to me seems authentic. There's a guy on Instagram. I think he moved to Oklahoma. I think he moved to Tulsa, but he also lives in Austin. Zachary Levy, and he did this whole live stream recently talking about RFK Jr. And he got a lot of hate from his audience. He had a lot of backlash from his base, from his followers, because he wasn't going with Kamala, and he listed the reasons why he was going with RFK. And I respect it. I do. It seems authentic. It seems authentic. I totally respect that. And in the world of Hollyweird, it's the norm to get behind a candidate, Kamala, and just ride that train. But I can handle different opinions. But Dennis Quaid, great dude. And he's a good singer. I watched him on Dr. Phil too, and he opened up. He did one of his songs. I think maybe it's his song, maybe it's a cover of song. It was good, dude. Go check it out. Anyway, speaking of music, real quick, gotta plug the new album. Rock and Roll Cowboy is out now on YouTube. and also on the podcast platform. I did a whole podcast talking about it. You can go check it out. And I did a kind of behind the music thing, and it will be up on streaming and iTunes and Apple Music and all that kind of stuff very, very soon. I just got to upload it. So that's basically what I have to do. So anyway, that's the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And until next time, have a great day.